Alright, welcome back to Divinity Original Sin's 2 Honor Mode Plus run. We have just collected all of the stuff here, and I wanted to highlight a little bit about what we're going to do next. Over here, there was a lot of minerals. Let me show you real quick. There were a lot of minerals, specifically in the chests, that I highly advise you to take, just for arrows and a little bit crafting later. I'm not going to do that all now, because it's going to take some time. But yeah, ultimately, this year was a mining expedition, and you'll get a lot of crafting materials out of these areas. Now, if we move down this shaft, we will be teleported to here. So, before we do so though, there's a nice little extra area that we'd like to explore, and I suggest you take a character with a high mobility, preferably someone with polymorph, because that makes the whole journey a little bit faster. So we're flying down here, and we're basically hopping from one place to another. And our target location is this mine shaft up here. There are no enemies around, but it's still worthwhile to just explore it. You can move up to here, but to my knowledge there is not a secret chest or anything hidden up here. So no. The actual reward is going to be in there. Wow, did I just screw this up? My bad. Okay, so the actual reward will be hidden in here, and if you have one party combined, all of them would effectively move to this location. Since we haven't done that, we still receive the experience on all of them. But the good part about it is we find even more sharp rocks and material that we can use, and once we click on this mysterious pillar,
this looks similar to that. The towering relic, as your palms press into the warm,
it'll deduct one source from us, and we get the armor of the Eternals receipt. So under armor we have a new one, which is armor of the Eternals. That's where we collect the whole. That's why we collect the whole metal scraps, which in Act 1 I effectively said you should collect, and we will get the alloys a little bit later, and also the artifacts. But yeah, Armor of Eternals is really good, and that is where you get the receipt from. Recipe, rather. So we're flying over here, and we're going to be reunited with the party. Just wanted to show you how it's done. The rest of the party is taking the mine entrance, and there you go. They are down here. Good. Now that we have done this, okay. Unfortunately, Canary was just killed. That indeed is unfortunate. There are a couple of things that we might want to teleport over, i.e. keys or memos. We'll use the key later, and the memo should give us some experience. No, yeah, it's at least a journal update. Good. As always, if you look at the range of the Shrieker, you will see that just approaching it from the front is not a good idea. So what we're going to do is flying over here, getting out of range, hiding successfully. And then killing it. There you go. So that's our next waypoint. Very convenient to have it down here. Black Pit Mines, and I think it's also a good idea because there is a lot to explore from here onwards. So that that point effectively made a lot of sense. So over here, that's alien material, which we cannot use at the moment. I think that's the material that the artifacts are being constructed of. So for now, we are just focusing on like getting all of the chests, for instance, the chest down here, without effectively going there. Oh, no, we don't need the line and pens. Good. So next up, we are going to approach a couple of battles together with the Magisters. They are currently exploring this whole area and are trying to discover the relics and so on and so forth. And they are being ambushed over and over by the Voidwoken. So we'll get a lot of fights where both factions, so to speak, are fighting against one another. One of the more prominent ones is the fight down here. And really what it boils down to is proper combat preparation again. So they are just like beating the crap out of one another. So what we're going to do is we are going to trigger combat with Sycan, but we're positioning ourselves in a way where we are not in the middle of this cluster F. The Voidwoken probably will completely kill most of the Magisters, because I figure, at least that's what it looks like, the designer of the mod hasn't doubled both sides, he just has doubled the Voidwoken, or at least almost tripled them. So yeah. That's a one-sided battle. So as with Seville, I want to position her up here, which means she needs her personal buffs first. And I'd specifically like to get some form of weapon damage for her, so she's going to coat her weapons with fire. There we go. And after she did that, we are going to jump up here and enter battle with her. Good. They still, by the way, fight down there, so you can see they use abilities on one another, because our initiative was so low that we are basically placed at the last position of the first round. But that's fine. I'm just buffing up all of our guys, and you know, this time I think we're even going with Venomous Aura. Before we do that though, I think that will bring us into combat. No, it doesn't actually. Interesting. And has only worked for Syken. That indeed is interesting. Good. As with Lowe's, I think we're just quickly buffing. And afterwards, I would like to position her at the same position that Sybil is currently inheriting. And basically starting her AoE damage from there. Or maybe we just put her here. Both of it is fine. Yeah, probably we'll put her here. So this is just to cover the ground with water. Which means, yep, she's fine. Good. Let's go, homeboys. Let's go.
I'm ready.
We are going to delay all of our turns until really... Oh, we are already at the end of the turn. Okay, never mind. Still, let's start with the ranged damage dealers. Not even sure. I guess we're going to kill all of them, so might as well start with the Void Woken. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Impressive. Okay. Since everyone's already in combat, might as well join with Beast. It's really hard to tell how many of them are still alive. Well, a couple of them. So. Good. See, she's hasted next turn. Critical hit, and let's go with another trap. Oh, 755 points of damage. That is a lot. So, currently we're looking at a couple of leftovers here. I think with Syken we're just going to pick off these guys over here. Yeah, that's going to be the safest bet. He's hitting for 1,000. Nice one. Alright, knocked him down, and he's starting the next turn. First position. Critical hit. Another critical hit. And let's make sure that we're not standing in the middle of all of them. They can fight. We kill 2 of them just to even the score line a little bit. It's kind of an in and out at the moment. If there are so many enemies, like all of this here is, I think it's almost 15. So you never know. I don't want Saiken to be like focused from every side. It seems that the Voidwoken have the upper hand in the conflict at the moment, so might as well begin to stomp them. Yeah, pretty much. Interesting, by the way. These here were the Voidwoken out of Wrecker's Cave. The ones where I said I think they are a little bit too powerful for Wrecker's Cave. So yeah, we can see that the designer apparently has chosen the ones out of this combat. Let's use a real long shot. Like, look at that. This is 1700. We might as well kill him from here with one shot. Here we go. No way. No way. We hit the chest. We hit the chest. Oh my god. That was bad. What could have been the most awesome shot in the history of shots was just a big fat failure. Anyways, okay. Nice. Okay, I think the battle is already won. I mean, they are focusing on our incarnate, like nothing to be afraid about. There we go. Not really sure if I want to engage with them. Their positioning up there is just really awful. So they might as well come back down here. There you go, much better, because we can kill them easily down here. I'm still miffed about that one shot, which could have been the shot of the year. trick shot of the year. Too bad I haven't landed it. Come on down, buddy. Oh, he's still alive? Well, not anymore. There you go. Good job, everyone. Yeah, on my tactician run through, that combat was way harder. But I guess lessons learned here, just don't engage. Being down there is a death trap, and ironically enough, no one has survived. All of them were dying. And the combat was like, what, 2 rounds? So... So there's a lot of background story around the things that you are now going to find here, or that we're now going to find here, which is really this pedestrian and everything according to it. That's apparently a very mighty relic, which we soon are going to find out has been stolen. Can't reach the corpse. So if you're in the same troublesome position and can't reach a corpse, just teleport another corpse away. There you go. Doesn't change anything because there was no loot in it, but that's still fine.
The unusual, as your fingertips trace your shout from you send
So basically, these tablets here seem to be really powerful items, almost with a whole dimension in them. So when he shouts into them, he only hears the echo of his own voice over and over and over. Kind of gateways to the afterlife, apparently. At least that's what I understood. So, and here we are going to find another piece for our eternal armor. And of course another eerie tablet. Can't take the tablets with us, so these are not the tablets that we're looking for. We need to go further into the mines. We are only halfway done at that point. So yeah, Eternal Plate, exactly what we were looking for. So, and this here is going to tell us a little bit about the expedition. Oh, nice. Not bad at all. This is one of the doors where you need a certain level of wits in order to spot them. Just use clear mind if your wits isn't high enough for a little bit extra loot.
I've never seen anything like this workmanship.
Good, here's another pillar. And we now know how to craft the Mask of the Shape Changer. We already have one, since we talked with Thane, but if you feel we need another one, that's fine. Back in the days before it was patched, you could actually use it to your advantage and make everyone an elf for the nice little blood sacrifice ability. And you could then change the helmet again. Your race would still be stable, so you would retain being an elf, but you would get the stats of your new helmet, which means basically it was almost like an item which you could use in order to buff yourself into an elf. I think they correctly changed that, but yeah, it also made the item less viable as a permanent combat item, because it doesn't have any real armor value. It's not inherently bad though. I could see cases where you're going to need it. So, and over here there's one corpse, which I think we can simply like teleport up here, so we need to jump down. Just to be sure. No, there wasn't anything down here. Okay, so we explored most of that area, including the area down here. And we're now going to continue into this room, where there's a machine that the Magisters are currently investigating. It's kind of an oil-producing machine with yet another encounter, which we are going to do in our next video.